Huh? Wait, you're that blonde traveler who's on a journey to all corners of Teyvat, right?
Who's asking? Do you need something from us?
You bet I do. I was worried I wouldn't be able to find you. I have a letter for you, you see. It's from another Outlander. He was a crafty fellow, let me tell you. Took advantage of a loophole in our mailing system by opting for guaranteed delivery, then filling in the most obscure mailing address I've ever seen.
Well, we are always on the road, so yeah, it's pretty tough to get mail to us unless we happen to go to the post office on a whim. So, what address did that person give you anyway?
He just wrote, next to a small, white-haired fairy.
What? So the address is Paimon?
Yeah, exactly, right? And if I'd failed to deliver the letter, I'd have been bound by regulation to compensate him. Really, he got me good. I count myself very lucky that I ran into you here. Of course, here it is. All yours.
Come on! Paimon wants to have a look too! Kaya, huh? So he's here in Sumeru. Now that Paimon thinks about it, Crafty does describe him pretty well. From what he wrote in the letter, it looks like he didn't think there was much chance of it reaching us. Or maybe he's just being sneaky. Do you think he's making this sound like a miracle of fate so that we'd have to go meet up with him? Yeah, you're right. It's always nice to see old friends. The letter says that he hangs out at Jafar Tavern every afternoon. Perhaps we should drop in on him then, huh? Kaya should be at Jafar Tavern right now. Let's go see him.
I'll have something I haven't tried yet, boss.
Sorry, sir. I'm afraid you've already tried every type of liquor we serve.
Oh? Well then, just the bill, please. It's just as well, I suppose. I do have other matters to attend to.
Kaya, you're really here! Paimon half thought you were playing some sort of prank on us.
Hey, Paimon, traveler. Looks like the gods smile upon me after all. And come now, I wouldn't joke about wanting to see my good friends.
Wait a second. You must be here on official business, right? What do you think you're doing spending every afternoon drinking at the tavern? You itching for a lecture from Jean?
Not at all. The acting Grand Master positively terrifies me. Why would I ever do anything that might displease her? The truth is, I'm in Sumeru to learn about the alcohol industry here. So despite how it might look, I'm actually at Jafar Tavern for strictly business purposes. Sumeru spices are famous the world over, and it's long been rumored that this fine establishment was where a certain very popular spiced cocktail was invented. That's why the Knights sent me, their foremost expert in alcoholic beverages, to come and see if it is as good as the rumors say.
And how did that go?
So far, so good. I'm already in talks with some spice merchants in Port Ormos about some potential collaboration.
Yeah, that does sound like a great business opportunity. Guess Don Winery and Master D-Luke are gonna make a tidy sum from this one too, huh?
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Whether this lucrative opportunity gets passed along to Don Winery or not depends on how nice I'm feeling.
Hey! Using your job to settle personal grievances...
Oh? What makes you say that? Very sharp of you. I wouldn't say I'm familiar, though. I just came here on the sly once, when I was very young.
And? Do continue.
Do I have to? When I said we could talk about the old times, digging up my pap, well, all right, since you're so interested. Like I said, I was very young then. Don Winery had only just taken me in. I overheard my adoptive father talk about sending a team of merchants to Sumeru during a business meeting. I'm sure you'll agree that everyone's curious about their roots on some level. And my roots? They're in Conria, which is said to have been located deep underground, somewhere near Sumeru. And so I stowed myself away amidst the cargo, and silently joined the merchant delegation on their trip to Sumeru. But it wasn't long before the merchant delegation received news that I'd gone missing. Their leader promptly found me, and before I knew it, my adoptive father was dragging me back home by the ear. It was a short-lived adventure. Sorry I don't have... Honestly, not much. The only reason I knew that Conria was near Sumeru was because I happened to read that in a book when I was young. My life had less and less to do with Conria as I grew up, and so I started caring less as well. I used to believe that I had inherited some sort of... But then I began to wonder. Maybe my father left me in the peaceful land of Mondstadt for no other reason than simply to give me a happy life. Sounds good to me, of course. This is obviously all speculation. Simply put, I'm afraid that I'm not particularly in the know on this topic. These days, my surname, Alberich, is probably the only link to Conria that I have left.
One death afternoon, please, boss.
Oh. Do it.
Tell me, what do you know about the significance of that name, Alberich?
Gen sleeve.
Dainsleif?
Really?
Ah, you've decided to join us. I was wondering how long you planned on listening in. I believe I've seen you before in Mondstadt. Dainsleif, if I'm not mistaken.
So you remember me. Then we are already acquainted. Kaya Alberich, descendant of the Abyss Order's founder.
Huh?
What?
I take it that you weren't aware of this until now, Kaya. Or you wouldn't have been so forthcoming with your surname.
Oh my. That's quite a lot of baggage for a surname, isn't it? Though I must say, it does confirm an old suspicion of mine. I suppose that was why my father left me in Mondstadt after all.
I'm surprised that you take me at my word without the faintest hint of skepticism.
Well, perhaps what you told me just happens to answer some questions I carry in my memories. And in any case, I recognize your eyes.
Oh.
You're a pure-blood Conrian, aren't you?
Very clever. Forgive me for being direct, but I sincerely hope this new knowledge doesn't change anything. If you've already let go of your ties to the past, then keep it that way.
Kaya, you're not involved with the Abyss Order in any way, are you?
Hey, hold on now. This conversation has taken a rather sudden turn for the deadly serious. And I'm afraid that as someone from Mondstadt, I'm not accustomed to this sort of atmosphere. So what if I know my ancestry? Do I strike you as the type who would be bound by that kind of thing? Relax. I'll be just as delighted to hunt down the Abyss Order tomorrow as I have always been. Either way, looks like we're out of time. I've got a spice merchant to meet in a minute, so I'll leave the three of you to carry on the conversation without me.
Well, alright then. You go do your thing, Kaya.
See you around. And Dainsleif, no need to listen in from the sidelines next time we meet. Let me buy you a drink.
You don't really trust him, do you, Dane? You're both from Conria, but you get on like oil and water.
The fact is, I still do not know him well. It would be meaningless for me to jump to conclusions. But can a person truly be unaffected by their ancestry? This remains to be seen. Well, I suspect that they call your brother their prince, precisely because there is a succession of sorts.
Oh, so if he was the founder, he'd be the king, right?
I mean to investigate the Loom of Fate. Do you remember that name?
Yeah, the Abyss Order's evil plan! We learned about that back in Mondstadt.
Not new. Not exactly. My memories suffer from erosion. But while I was recovering my health recently, I suddenly remembered something. Your brother. He mentioned the Loom of Fate back when we traveled together. Apparently so. I was also quite surprised when these memories tallied up. I recall that we were traveling to Sumeru when the matter was brought up.
So, you're going to the place that he mentioned back then?
Correct. At that time, they must have been introduced in one way or another to this concept. If I recall correctly, we were somewhere in Avidya Forest then.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Maybe we'll discover some secret that's lain hidden for hundreds of years!
No. Now is not the time. No, it's just... I'm still waiting for my drink.
Seriously?
Wait. This place, it's familiar.
What about it? It looks pretty normal to Paimon. Was it like this hundreds of years ago, too?
Yes. The forest has barely changed from how I remember it. There is very little human activity here, after all. Let's search the area and see what we can find.
Is this a field? It must belong to whoever owns that house over there. But it looks like it's been abandoned for a long time. You could be forgiven for thinking nothing was ever grown here. Or, wait, maybe nothing ever was grown here. It's an extinguished bonfire. Forest rangers, perhaps? Looks like it's been ages since it was last lit. And clearly they put it out carefully to prevent a forest fire, too. That's responsible.
Nothing else stands out in this area. All that's left is that building. Come on.
Wait, we're just gonna go barging in? What if someone's home?
Unlikely. There are no signs of life in this area. We should be able to enter without incident.
If you say so. Well, you lead the way then, Dane.
Don't blink! Hey!
Huh. So there really isn't anyone home. There's a box over here. Why don't we open it? And by we, Paimon means you. Paimon's just scared that whatever's inside might bite her fingertips off. Huh? This is a mirror. It's broken too. Was this a makeup box? That's kinda disappointing. Paimon was hoping we'd uncover some super big secret, especially after Dane talked this place up. Hey, look! It's a bowl! Guess whoever used to live here liked to cook, huh?
Can't you smell it? There's a heavy scent of medicinal herbs in here.
Oh, so it's a medicine bowl? Seems you're right. You've got a good nose on you, Dane. This bed looks pretty ordinary. Huh. There's nothing underneath it either. What sort of person would want to live here? It's so dark and damp. Can't be all that comfortable. Doesn't look like there's anything else worth our attention here. You sure we're in the right place, Dane?
My memories are quite foggy, but my subconscious and instincts both assert that something once happened here. But we'll exhaust ourselves if we search aimlessly. I hear noises outside. Let's go and check.
Noises? Is it...
It's not much. Just some minor adversaries.
monsters? Wow, Dane's ears are sharp, just like his nose! He's surprisingly good shape for a 500-year-old. Although for someone who's as full of surprises as Dane, it's hardly a big deal. Anyway, let's beat up these monsters!
Animal hypostasis emulation!
I doubt that the appearance of those monsters was wholly random. There must be something nearby that attracted them. A ley line anomaly, perhaps. But it seems to be more than that. Okay. I'll go slightly further out to investigate any issues with the nearby ley lines. I might be a while. You should wait for me here.
What? You're going alone? You better not be trying to keep some secret from us.
Your suspicions are as banal as they are unwarranted. I merely think that this house should remain the focus of our investigation, and as such, someone ought to stay here and keep an eye on it. Not to mention that if even forest rangers are capable of investigating ley lines, I will be more than able to handle it alone.
Fair enough. Guess I'll just camp out here then. Good thing there's a fireplace over there. Let's make ourselves something to eat. All this running around has made Paimon real hungry.
Let's go out.
Your cooking is as good as ever. Even if there was no other reason, the food alone would be enough for Paimon to stick with you. Changing the subject, Dane's taking forever. He said that there might be an issue with the nearby ley lines. How bad do you think it could be? We came together, but now it's back to just being the two of us again. Do you ever get tired of Paimon being around? Oh, you stop it! Now you're embarrassing, Paimon. So, next question. Don't know if it's okay to ask this, but Paimon's curious. What was it like traveling with your brother? The stars? Wow. Yeah, Paimon understands. Being separated without even knowing the reason why, it's just terrible. But we'll find the truth together. Sure as Paimon's your guide. Just you wait, Heavenly Principal. You shoot to that. You know what? We've talked too long about this sad stuff. Let's talk about something happy instead, because if you're sad... Alright. It's getting dark, so why don't you rest? Paimon will take first watch. Don't worry, no... Oh, come on! Don't say that! Paimon just wants to look after you. Nighty-night. Go on, chew. Off to sleep.
Hey, time to wake up. The sun has risen.
Oh.
What a deep sleeper. You do know that we need to... Tear stains. You dreamed of your sibling last night, didn't you? Rest here a bit longer then. I'll head into the forest to investigate.
Halt! What do you think you're doing? This place is not whatever you think it is. Nor should you be poking your nose into my business. Begone! Your travel companion. You mean the one that was keeping watch by your side last night? Your companion departed for the forest early this morning. That much I saw. What business is that of yours, All you need to know is that I claimed this place first. And do I make myself quite clear? Leave. Well, what are you waiting for? If you must, suit yourself. been observing you. And you... Still, I'm warning you. No fun. Okay. Fine. Whatever. You... Oh, go on then. Have it your way. I knew I wasn't going to be able to hide. But no overreacting to anything you see in here, okay? Come on then. Mind your own business. And don't worry, he isn't aggressive. How could he be? He was too young for anything like that. So don't you lay a finger on him. Just... Huh? You know Conria? Who are you, exactly? And how do you... Do you worship a god, traveler? Sounds like you've had an eventful life. All right, well, my name is Ida, and you are correct. I was once Conrian. Oh, I apologize for my earlier hostility, but you must understand, as far as I'm concerned, humans who do not worship the Seven are nigh extinct. And all who place faith in the gods are my enemies. That may be. But the fact is that chances to talk to people like yourself have been few and far between since the cataclysm. This wretched curse of immortality. Who knows how long I must continue to suffer like this? The curse. It was a little gift given to the people of Conria by those vile gods. We lost our home, our loved ones, everything. The agony of the cataclysm itself was already too much to bear, but then came the curse, robbing us any chance of release. All we can do is watch helplessly as our souls erode and our bodies decay.
Bu, itu jangan dipakai dulu, Bu. Udah, jangan dipakai dulu. Oh iya. Keramik lagi semuanya. Ini udah beres. Itu udah saya habis semua, kotor semua. Mudah-mudahan sekarang nggak bocor. Udah kering. Mana lagi? Udah. Udah. Udah saya aci semua. Udah. Yang sana udah saya kolek. Aku nih masuk ini.
Because, although Conria began with a single bloodline, it was a home to others too. Any who forsook their gods and came to Conria were welcomed as our fellow citizens. When the cataclysm came, we pure-blood Conrians were declared the greater sinners. Upon us the gods placed the curse of immortality. But those whose ancestry belonged to the domains of other gods were punished with the curse of the wilderness as they fled, turning them into monsters. He is Kari Bear, my illegitimate son. How times have changed. I can say that out loud with no consequence now, but... it was once a matter of unspeakable shame. I was a noble of Conria. I resented the life that my family had arranged for me. And then, one day, I met a beautiful woman amongst the people. Her roots were in Mondstadt, but that mattered not to me. It was love at first sight. Caribert faced great hardship from the very moment of his birth. All due to my selfish desires, and I was never able to be there by his side for any of it. And after all that, he turned into a hilicho right before my very eyes. I always owed him much, and now at least I can finally be close to him. She was. We were separated. I do not... It could be worse. I suffer the pain of loss because I once had everything I could wish for. And now that I have lost almost everything, the little that remains, I see with new clarity. If nothing else, at least I still have Caribert. Yes, that reminds me. I only returned here to check on Caribert, but I do have other things I wish to do. You may come with me. If you're so inclined.
Up and away.
Over here. I'm sure you're wondering why I brought Caribert here to Sumeru. Well, it's because he needs a medicine that can only be made here. One which will help him to recover his clarity of mind. I do not hope to break the curse. I am well aware of my powerlessness against the punishment of the gods. But it is said that this medicine is imbued with the power of Sumeru's god of wisdom and can awaken the mind from a state of deep stupor. It has been used in the past to treat cases of mania. I believe that it might just work. I read about it in a book. From the Royal Library of Conria. It was banned. I mean, since this medicine requires the power of the Seven to work. In my youth, I disliked the life of nobility and craved excitement. I was leafing through some forbidden texts and... What other choice do I have? What exactly would you have me do, huh? The gods have already punished us. What does one more sin matter now? Never mind. As long as you understand. I'm sorry. I struggle to take control of my mood sometimes. Perhaps a consequence of having lived too long. As it happens, I am in dire need of some help to make this medicine. My hands don't have the dexterity they once did. I fear they may be decaying from within. Oh, thanks to this curse of immortality. Okay. To start with, take this ingredient. Huh? Also, do you have any, of Sumeru's regional specialties on hand? I believe they're called Kalpalata lotuses and Sumeru roses. Could you really? This is the method for... Is it done? Oh, splendid. Let me see. In all honesty, I do not know. Well, the moment has finally arrived. No! We need to perform one final step to complete the medicine. I said before that this medicine relies on the power, which means we must pay a visit to a statue of the Seven. Let's go. Bring the medicine. Look at this statue. How can I bow before this thing? God of wisdom, look at me. I will utter no prayer, nor will I sing your praises. You and your kind destroyed my home, wrought unfathomable. You cannot mock me more than fate itself already has. God of wisdom, I seek not to disavow myself of the sinful blood that flows through my veins. I wish only to beseech you to have pity upon a young and unfortunate soul, my son, Carabert. He was turned into a monster before he had the chance to witness anything beautiful in this world. This is no fate for a child. If everything the gods have done was in order to have the impious people of Conria bow their heads, then I bow to you now. I have given up all I ever stood for. All I ask is for a tiny miracle. For Caribert to see this world once more. Please, God! I beg of you.
Incoming.
Caribert? Well, we've prepared the medicine. We might as well try it. Caribert, it's me. It's your father. Caribert. Caribert, please say something. I'm sorry I couldn't be at your side when you were born. And that I failed to reach you and Mama in time when you both were suffering. But I'm here now. Papa's been by your side all these years. I've never left you, not once. Are you still angry with me, I know you're awake now. Do you not want to talk to me? I'm so sorry, Caribert. Forgive me. Please. Please. Oh, gods above! What more do you... You took every... I'd give you my very life if only you cared to take it! But you won't even let me die! I knew it. I should never have trusted anything that had to do with the gods. I was... The gods of this world have never stood with humanity, not even for a moment. Other reasons. What do you mean? Huh. You really think so? Give up? No, never. And yes, you're right. I cannot let myself wallow in despair. Even if I must stay here with him for 50 years. Let's go. We'll make another dose. The most crucial ingredient in... I grope. The details don't matter, right? Curb your curiosity and just do it. There is a waterfall near the statue I prayed at. I need you to collect some water from there around 2 in the afternoon. I'll be here watching Caribert. Good. Then...
Bu, mau pulang nih bu. Itu minta apa tuh? Aqua bekasnya. 4 biji. Terima kasih banyak nih bu.
Ah, you're back. Coribear's condition is stable. By which I mean he still isn't responding. Anyway, give... I need you to stand guard here for a while. Whatever you do, don't let any forest... Ah, good.
Speed of light. Hey! Time for a light show. Cut to the chase. Incoming. Propagate. You're Warren. Don't blink. Incoming. Hey! Scatter! Nowhere to hide. Don't blink. Propagate! Spring forth! Incoming.
What happened? Was it monsters? Oh, thank goodness you were here. I couldn't have taken them on all... Oh, yes, I've got the fertilizer. Next, we pick the mushrooms and repeat the same steps as before to make another dose. I trust you. Sorry. I have been so very wary. I do indeed. That's why it was just a fleeting... We're here. Let's begin. Wait a moment. Hey! What was that? Coribear! Oh no! He must have left while we... Come on! We have... That's not Coribear. Right. Coribear's scarf was my eyes must be going. Yes. It doesn't seem interested. Yes. did it go in here? Well, let's head in. What a ghastly place. Has it always existed? I swear I've never noticed it before.
Lupa ekstrim. Udah ngembang. Kita berdua Itu dia halilintar kalau dia haji selo deh. Yang pasti Amina alam tahun itu dari datang historik doang. Dan itu padahal si Ata udah ngulur waktu ya. Ini tuh katanya kalau udah keluar dari itu udah pas. Kalau musik kayaknya mungkin lebih kaya lagi daripada iya. Tapi sebenarnya mah kalau udah berani mah bodo amat ya. Isi apa? Isi aurelnya? Bener. Bidinya ini juga kali ya. Kalau si Atta kan dia kan mau siapa ya? Itu alasan, jangan dijadikan alasan. Katanya itu ya gara-gara yang bunuh itu utang.
Adalah sebuah kepala milik Abby Choi.
Makan apa, Mam? Aduh, si Jason lu ceboknya berdiri kagak lu? Jangan berdiri, woi. Kenapa? Itu semennya habis lagi kalau lu cebok berdiri. Itu baru di semen, masih basah. Ceboknya jangan berdiri. Udah gak berdiri dia. Batok. Batok anjing.
Apa kabar kalian semuanya hari ini? Semoga kalian semua makin semangat karena ini video yang bakal spesial banget nih. Kita lagi di mana nih guys ya?
Lagi ada di Ritz-Carlton, ada di Kuningan.
Ya, ini adalah salah satu hotel paling bagus di Jakarta kali ya, bintang 5 gitu kan. Jadi kita mau memulai sebuah series baru, mereview buffet-buffet atau all you can eat yang ada di hotel-hotel terbaik di Indonesia. Gitu.
Dan hari ini all you can eat itu langsung biasanya
menunya itu ada daging wagyunya guys. Ya, betul.
Bule wagyu.
Jangan lupa juga guys, untuk nyalain loncengnya biar kayak tinggal video terbaru dari kita. Semangat yuk. Ini baru jam 6:15, jadi mungkin belum semuanya ada. Tapi nanti bakal dikasih gambarnya pas udah adanya. Iya, tapi udah ada banyak yang ada. Kita kasih tahu aja ada apa juga. Baru mulai aja udah asik ya. Jadi dinikmati di situ. Jadi roleplay sekarang sudah ada saus-sausnya lengkap dengan potato juga. Gaya apa merah nanti ya. Ini daging ikan. Terus lagi ya. Ini emang benar nih sesuai namanya. Ini ada gulanya, ini ada tikungan. Sama ini gue pikir benar berarti. Ya paling enggak. Kalau ini ada menu vegetarian buat kalian yang nggak makan daging, di sini ada ini sayur, tahu. Ini apa nih? Ini ada ikan asam padeh. Ini makanan khas Indonesia ya. Ini mie rendangnya wagyu juga. Oh, ya juga. Ini semua serba wagyu. Kalau nggak wagyu, nasi. Ini apa nih nasi?
Huh. It looks like they're worshipping. Sometimes walking, sometimes kneeling in worship, and it appears to be in earnest. I've never seen anything like this in all my life. Oh, there's hope.
Is this a teleportation device? What energy is powering it?
Don't blink! Hey!
Maju coba.
Incoming.
Tapi lagi ini di skeleton bro. Mahal bro. Dia mukanya sih yang enggak ini. Ini walaupun nggak sampai ke mana, tapi masih oke lah. Badannya sebenarnya lagi berbanget.
Don't blink. Hey!
How did I get on the ceiling? Did the room turn upside down, or gravity itself? Seems like I need to find a place to insert the room.
Halt, humans! Fate has not granted you the right to enter this place.
Holy.
Do you insist on an audience?
Habis cryo.
Very well. Then I grant you the trial of destiny.
Here's the good! Ha! With sword comes shadow. Beautiful! Gotta watch it. One. Incoming. Hey! Propagate! Do what the ship do!
Winter is nigh.
Burned too brightly. Nowhere to hide. Fire hazard.
Hear the final prophecy. Blood run cold. Perish in the storm.
The festival ends.
Who was that? He was a perfect being. He had the most wondrous aura, a perilous, and yet, you were able to defeat him. Let's continue on. I find... I think we've made it to the end.
Oh, dear creature, why do you bow down? For fear of the unknown, or for power that you covet? Oh, dear creature, why do you bow down? For I am no god. I am but a sinner. You are like a flower, born in sin, yet pure. You need no longer hold back. Go forth, become, and I shall shed a tear again.
What? Just when I saw that thing, I feel good. In fact, is that so? All right, as you wish.
Mulai dari 118.000 per orang, tiba-tiba 300 orang.
Oh, Caribert! Oh, thank goodness! He's still okay! I have a strange feeling that what just happened was meant to be. For this to happen, right at the moment when you say that I bowed before that thing, so perhaps it might be just as effective. I have to try. Caribert?
Papa?
Caribert? Oh, my goodness, it worked! You see? It worked! Caribert can speak again!
Where's Mama?
Mama is... Caribert, look at me. Do you know who I am?
Of course. Your Papa.
Yes! Salvation! How do you feel?
Yes. It feels like I just woke up from a long, long sleep. I dreamed that I was hiding in a little room. I didn't dare go out the whole time, and I didn't want to. Wait. My body! What happened to me? Is this me? Papa? What's happened to me?
Don't panic, son. It's just... While you were sleeping, we went into a fairy tale world. There's no more Conry here. In this world, you have to be a little monster.
Am I dead?
No, of course not. Look, Caribert, you still have Mama's scarf on your arm. That means she's watching over you, protecting you. So how could you be dead?
Really?
Yes, really. You've only... Oh, and never take off your mask. Understand? Whatever happens...
Okay, Papa. I won't.
Not since that day have I been so... I knew that placing my hope in the Seven was a waste of time. I even worshipped at one of their statues like a common fool. Never before have I humiliated myself like that. Once a murderer, always a murderer. I was naive to think that the gods who conspired against us would ever offer redemption. But the god we saw in that cave... Now, that was a truly mighty god. Nothing like one of the Seven. That wondrous power. Now then, piety is hardly my area of expertise. But surely I should... A sinner? Oh, don't be absurd. You don't know us. You and I have both... No matter. Believe what you... I am going to pay my respects with or without you.
Speed of light. Scatter. Time for a light show. Incoming. Hey, cut to the chase.
Impossible! What happened? The Hilichurl worshippers have disappeared too. Was it all an illusion? That's true. Yes, it can't have... Or flowing through my mind and body. It was neither illusion nor coincidence, and let's go, traveler. There is surely a reason for its disappearance, and I do believe that someday in the future we shall see it. Could he really have been a sinner and not a god?
Santai aja.
Kari Bear? Where has he gone?
Uh-oh.
No. Maybe someone else came by and found him? No, it can't have been that. There's no sign of a break-in and no sign of anyone having been here. This does not bode well. What if he's spotted by a forest ranger or... Wait a minute. This isn't how we left it. Oh no. Did he... The mirror, it's broken! He must have taken his mask off and seen what he... If he'd just done as he was told! We have to find him. It's his scarf. He dropped it. Looks like we're going the right way. Come on. Caribert! Caribert! Where are you? Curses! Forest Rangers.
Hey! Who are you? We haven't seen you around here before. What's your business here?
Have you seen a, hilly trip?
I asked you first. Don't make this more...
I said, have you seen...
Hey, whoa! Look, sir, there are hilly churls everywhere. What's the big deal? We see plenty of them out here.
Exactly. Matter of fact, we just took out a few of them back there. Those dumb boneheads.
You Forest Ranger scum! You spawn of the Seven are all the same! I'll have your heads if you so much as laid a finger on Caribert!
You're raving mad! You've got some gall coming here to our nation insulting the Forest Rangers!
Curse you all, Forest Rangers!
I don't get it. Why make such a huge fuss over a few hilly churls? Makes no sense.
He'd only just regained his mind. How could you do this to him? So tell me, Forest Rangers, did you really spare none of them? Did you really take out every last hilly churl you saw?
Jeez, you're really not gonna let this go. Fine, you weirdo. If you must know, I happened to cross paths with a solitary hilly churl when I left the team to, use the toilet. I was frightened at first, but it didn't seem to have any interest in me at all. It was just bumbling along in that direction. So I left it
Yes!
Wait, you're leaving? Not even a thanks for the info, goodbye?
Caribert! Caribert, stop! Whatever you saw, it was... I told you. Caribert? How could this happen? He regained his mind. Come, Caribert, we have to go home now. Papa's here to take...
Papa...
Caribert...
Papa, I can't take it.
Please, Caribert, it's my fault. I'm so sorry. If only I'd known.
It's all too much. Papa!
I see. I understand now. Finally, it all makes sense. Aha! Traveler, you're awake. Finally, we can rejoice together. Wait, no. Why am I still calling you Traveler? Oh, I have known your true... of course you haven't. With your status here, you can hardly be expected to know all of us. In any case, I've been using a fake name this entire time. My real name is Clotar. Clotar Alberich.
Can be.
You saw it too, didn't you? Unmistakable, eh? The power inside Caribert and the power of the one you call a sinner. I am positive now. It's the power of the abyss, isn't it? Oh, at long last, I have seen it. That is no business of yours. A sinner. Yes. Salvation for a sinner can only come from a sinner. Caribert did not deserve his fate, but now it's wonderful. He will be able to weave his own destiny anew. Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the loom of fate. Huh? Sinister. Dangerous. Oh, I never imagined that you, of all people, would deny the abyss. How ridiculous! We once believed that you would bring new strength and hope to Conria. To us, you were the abyss. A wondrous mystery far beyond our imagination and comprehension. And the one who controls the abyss can control everything. We yearned for that future. We looked to you to take us there. But what did you bring us instead? Oh, Prince of Conria.
What did he just call me?
Oh, what?
Traveler! Hey, Traveler! Traveler!
What the hell? Oh. Aish. Seka. Ya.
Yang semua, dengarkan saya.
You're awake! Oh, thank goodness you're awake! Jaime was worried sick! Traveler? Traveler?
What happened while you were unconscious? I checked the ley lines nearby. It appears that the Abyss tampered with them, and they've been in turmoil ever since. Information and memories flow within the ley lines. What, you mean Clotar Alberich? After founding the Abyss Order, his faith in the Abyss led him to do a great many things. But the curse of immortality continued to torment his body and mind. And in the end, neither his faith nor the Abyss he worshipped could save him. After 100 years, he lost his dawn. The defiled statue that we encountered previously was just one perverse product of his use of abyssal power during his life. You could say that. He wouldn't be the Abyss Order's prince otherwise.
Are you alright? You have a troubled look on your face.
So you saw his memories from centuries ago, through your own eyes. It all but defies belief. Still, as I'd suspected, the notion of the Loom of Fate did indeed rear its head during that time. And it seems closely connected to Clothar Alberich's son, Caribert, and what happened to him. And yet your brother never breathed a word of this incident to me. I wonder, was that the... Indeed. Clearly this series of events sparked a long period of deep contemplation. What is it?
The field? What does that have to do with anything?
You mean here? Well, let's start digging and see.
You scared the Duke out of Paimon! Did you rebury them yet?
A male and female skeleton, buried together. Interestingly, the male skeleton appears to have been interred much later. And it's holding a silk scarf in its hand. But what does this mean? And how did you know that there were bodies buried here? What? That's impossible. Unless Clothar Alberich finally found a way to rid himself of the curse. This all raises far too many questions. I need time to think, and to search my memories for some missing pieces. We should part ways here.
Huh? You're just gonna leave? Why? You could come with us, you know.
It's better that we split up for now. I think that he might have seen you.
Who's he?
You mean?
Yes. I have my suspicions as to his identity, but I need to confirm some other details before I can be sure. If the time is right, I will tell you when we next meet.
But what do you mean that he saw the Traveler? How is that possible?
I fear that while these things would limit anyone else, they are no obstacle to him.
What? Why? What is he?
All right, let's leave it there. Get some rest. Goodbye.
There goes Dane. What is it? Huh?
쟤 뭐해? What else did we put on our shopping list? Oh, what a mouth-watering smell. We can still add it to the list.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. Wasn't expecting to see you here.
Hello there. Oh, it's been quite a while.
Huh, so you two are still hanging out together. Dia, didn't you say last time that you were gonna head back to the desert?
I said I was going to resign from being her bodyguard, not that our friendship was over. We're still the best of friends. The Holmayanis also still post jobs from time to time. Their pay is always generous, so me and the other mercs never pass them up.
I told Dia to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days. My parents were delighted.
That sounds like something they would say, all right. Anyway, the job is already taken care of, so I was gonna head...
You can stay for as many days as you want.
You know I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place like that, my lady. Don't worry, though. They'll all...
What? She said they'll treat you to the best dishes! I can't believe you can still refuse that!
But wait. Didn't you say last time that you would take me on a trip to the desert? Why don't you just take me with you today, when you leave? There are so many places
I'm sorry, my lady, but no can do. There's still a few things I need to take care of back...
Oh, come on. Not this again. That's also what you said last time and the time before that.
I know, I'm sorry. Just give me some more time, and I promise I'll plan the best trip ever for you.
Alright, fine. Ever since you first set foot on the estate a few days ago, have you been delaying our trip because...
Nah, are you kidding? You're worrying too much.
Would you swear on that? Friend, if something really is bothering you...
Oh, looks like Junior's was onto something.
You're too perceptive, my lady. Seems I can't hide anything from you. I just thought that nothing... Mercenary life is a dog-eat-dog world where Mora reigns supreme. Everything operates on a completely different set of rules.
That doesn't change anything about what I just said, though. We're still friends, and I can only support you if I understand what's bothering you.
My lady... You're not gonna stop until you drag it out of me, are ya? Alright, I'll share what I know. Let's go somewhere else. Okay, let's talk here. Just try not to draw any extra attention. As you may already know, the Eremites have both a lot of mercenaries and a complex organizational structure. Many mercs are no different than me, just going around looking for jobs to earn some mora. My brigade is called the Blazing Beasts. However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine. Some are willing to cross all kinds...
Deshret's relics? Judging from the name, they must really look up to...
Yep, you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ain al-Akmar. They're one of the groups under the Relic's banner.
Oh, you mean the group that tried to sell us the Divine Knowledge Capsule? Yeah, they weren't friendly at all.
Deshret's Relics is composed of many smaller brigades like Ain al-Akmar. The Relic's headquarters issues orders to all brigades under his control. On any other day, I would want nothing to do with them. Unfortunately, though, the brigade that's stirring up trouble now is none other than Dakan al-Akmar.
Dakan?
I think it means beard or something. Believe me, it's a really stupid name. I found it insufferable for years. Anyway, the real issue is that Dakan al-Akmar is led by my father, Kusela.
Say what now?
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now.
I won't go into details, my lady, but they've been involved in a lot of
Hundreds?
Yep. The scenes tend to be quite gruesome, too. They strip the victims of all their valuables before murdering them. Not only have they targeted...
That's beyond terrible.
I don't know how Deshret's relic... If I don't do something about them, I just wish I knew what's driven him to do this.
Yeah. How can your
I don't know. People...
That's setting the bar pretty low.
I mean, if he was even remotely decent, he was loud and fool. Of course, the other brigade members...
Sounds like a nightmare.
What about your mother? Did she ever step in to stop them?
Unfortunately, I never knew my mother. It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was. He'd say, "You'll be fine as long as you remember to stick with Dad." But even then, he left most of the parenting to the brigade. The one thing I do remember is that he used to tell me stories. But the problem was that he had terrible taste. They were tales of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest.
Sounds like your typical fairy tales.
More or less, yeah. He seemed to think those stories were the best things ever, though. Even the toys he gave me would all be... It was only much later when I realized...
What an interesting guy.
Yeah, I've always found him pretty childish. That was something I could just shrug off. Until I grew up and learned the true face of Deshret's relics for myself. Looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father and his cronies were more like the bad guys that needed to be taken down. Did they really think that as long as they didn't do any of that...
I think I can understand your feelings.
Yeah, but don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father and left that place behind for good. I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my Yeah, I told the boys to gather as much information as they could. Most of the reports...
I see.
It is, but
That may be true, but it'll be impossible for those who care about you not to worry.
Well, now you get why I didn't want to share.
What should we do? They both have valid
Huh? But there's no need for you to get caught up in this mess, too.
Well, she's super tough, so if she went into the desert with you, then Paimon bets the problem will be solved in no time.
I'm inclined to agree. I'd feel a lot more at ease if you took her along to help. I'll wait for news from you in the city until then.
I'm honored that you cared. All right, then let's get moving. Our first stop will be Caravan Rebot, where we can catch up a bit with my fellow mercs.
Studying is far less fun.
Hey, Dia, you're back. Are these two friends of yours? Likewise. There's no need to be so formal with us. We're a pretty casual crew. Anyway, since we've got a newcomer, let me fill you in on what the Khan al-Ahmar's been up to lately. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets. They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. It sounds like they've thrown that...
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or turn to merchants on the black market. A portion of their profit is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in their next violent operation.
That's terrible!
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora. A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an...
Wait, a power struggle?
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other... If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. That's the only plausible explanation we have. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. It seems they're also trying to keep things under wraps. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as the Khan al-Ahmar became more and more...
It sounds mighty strange to me, too. Gotta say, though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the...
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. The Khan al-Ahmar is your father's crew, after all.
What he said. Besides, Dia, Haven't you done more dangerous things than all of us combined?
Well, yeah. And while they went to talk with Dakan al-Akmar, I took a look at the last camp they attacked. Any survivors of the attack were already long gone.
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf. You're here too.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Ribat. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from her. Now that we know you'll have a capable partner with you, we can also rest easy.
Hey, what about Paimon? Feel anything special?
Oh, you're also planning to tag along with them?
Of course! Paimon is the traveler's most important guide. Wherever she goes, Paimon will follow.
Oh. In that case, then you'd better take care of her too, Dia.
Don't underestimate Paimon!
Don't worry about her. She may look tiny and helpless, but she's been through just as many battles as the traveler here. Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable.
I had no idea. I guess I shouldn't judge by appearances.
Oh, one other thing, Dia. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule? We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Mane. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough, unkempt guys. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry and I couldn't make it back in time for the event.
Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment, though. You're our brigade's main selling point, after all. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths gaping, like the awkward silence and weird...
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
Huh? Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard about this?
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right. We can tell you about it later. Now's not the time.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
Are they always like this?
More or less. There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speaking our minds. If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, then you just challenge them to a fight. But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being direct and getting it all out of your system as soon as things come up is better than keeping everything bottled up, never talking about it. That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them. It's hard to stop once you get used to it. Though, I can never do that when I'm with the Homayanis. Hey, knuckleheads! Can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering?
Yeah, you hear her, Khalaf? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first. I drew up a map. Right here is the spot. There, all you gotta do is wait and ambush them in the evening. They'll have no idea what hit them.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my regards to everyone else in the...
Will do. You stay...
I want to help.
This should be the place. Let's find a spot to hide and... It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another, so let's all be careful.
No need to worry. She knows her way around a fight.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy. After all, we... Ah, here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to react and end this quickly.
That's close enough. Feeling lucky today?
Don't blink. Stand clear. Scatter. Germinate. Incoming.
You're... the Flame Bane.
Good. That saves me an introduction. Alright, time for a little talk. Are you buddies with Dakana Lakmar now? Tell me, what are they after?
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first rule is to never divulge key information about our employer. What makes you think I'd talk?
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation. Think about it, though. What's your... You've got 5 seconds. You might want to think twice about how much your employer's information is worth.
Whoa!
I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way. 2 seconds!
I'll save you the trouble.
Huh? Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick, search the area for any first aid supplies. I definitely didn't expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound was...
But why would he be so extreme?
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening them. I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny us some intel.
Well, he's out cold for now.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again. There are lots of goods around here. I'm really sorry.
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it. Maybe it's a record of something.
Let me take a look. If this... Yep. I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and Takriti. All familiar names. Dakana Lakmar has been trading for... This caravan is just one link in there. That person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods. Wait, why is there no Mora value recorded for the final transaction?
No value?
Yeah. Every transaction before the... perhaps. But they couldn't have known how much they would make off selling the loot. Do they not care about profit margins at all? Anyway, the next part's the records of the goods themselves. Huh?
What's wrong?
Shahzaman Homayani?
Homayani? You mean Dunyarzad's family? Could it just be an...
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and last name. Shahzaman Homayani is Dunyarzad's father, and the head of the Homayani family. Just what the heck is going on here? I'm sorry. You're right. I'll consider what But what this piece of paper confirms is that the Homayani family has been providing goods to Dakana Lakmar.
What if the Homayanis have been kept in the dark and don't know they've been trading with Dakana Lakmar?
That's a possibility. But if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named Shahzaman as their person of contact? They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from... Yeah, funding violence and looting.
But why would he do something like this? It's not like the Homianis are in need of money.
I honestly have no idea. I've been to their estate many times, and the only potentially large but that's still just a speculation. You're probably right.
But what should we do now?
If you ask me, we already have no choice but to confront her about this. I'm not worried. It's too early to make a verdict yet. Let's go find my lady again. We'll tell her If we're lucky, we can not only figure out the mystery...
Dia, are you sure this is the best decision?
I've considered that possibility. She showed genuine concern for me when we first brought up the topic. I can't repay her kindness. That's not how I deal with people.
You're right. Paimon wants to trust Junior's side.
Yeah. Let's... We're back, my lady.
Oh, you're back a lot sooner than I expected.
Actually, we are still investigating.
I see. The clue...
Something like that.
You all look a little... dispirited. Why don't you discuss it with me?
It's okay, my lady.
So something is wrong. Even the Traveler and Paimon have been... On any other day, Paimon would have already waved to me with a smile and shouted, Dunyarzad! So tell me, what happened?
Well?
My lady, please prepare yourself for what we're going to tell you next.
The Master? You mean... Okay, I understand. My father has been supplying goods to Dakan al-Akmar?
Yeah, it makes as little sense to us. I've never doubted the Master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard time rationalizing how he could ever support an infamous brigade like them. Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story, and just stumbled into the deal by accident.
I can't help but agree with the Traveler.
Huh? You mean you feel the same way, Dunyarzad?
Thank you for sharing all this information with me. Since you've told me everything you know, I should also tell you about some doubts that I've been harboring for quite a while. In the past, I thought that my father hired a bodyguard for me so that I wouldn't run away and get lost. However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps of 30. Why did my father go out of his way to hire Dia?
About that. Well, the Homayanis really needed bodyguards, so they reached out to the Blazing Beasts. Later, the Master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen, and that I should stick around to become one of his bodyguards. He offered me a pile of Mora, so I just signed on.
Well, but that didn't really answer my question. It just...
maybe the Corps of 30 just didn't have anyone available, or maybe someone recommended us. I think I get what you're saying. You think none of this was a coincidence.
Precisely. At first glance, if my father had always...
You mean the goal all along was to get Dia to be your bodyguard?
No, that's too much of a stretch. I cut all ties with my father a long time ago. He has no control over my life anymore.
But that still doesn't rule out...
So, the Master was not...
Sorry we put all this on you so suddenly, Dunyarzad.
It's okay, Paimon. I should act regardless of his reasons.
But is that really the right thing to do? My father has committed many atrocities and deserves all the punishment that he has coming to him. However, if we decide to investigate this for...
Dia...
It's alright, Dia. If anyone were to ask, you could always just say that I'm the one who instructed you to get to the bottom of this.
You don't have to do that, my lady.
Hey! It's still too early to give up hope! What was the thing about friendship again? Right, yeah, trust! You said that yourself, Dia! Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up before we've confirmed all the facts!
Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense. In which case, my lady, could you ask the Master to come out and have a chat with us?
Sure thing. I also hope...
Usual place?
Thank you for coming, sir. Please allow me to introduce these two. This is the Traveler, and next to her is her travel companion, Paimon.
Ah, yes. My daughter has mentioned them from time to time. It's a privilege to finally meet them in person. But we may skip all the pleasantries for now. What is the important matter you wish to...
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction
So that's what you found? Huh. Seems like...
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like an explanation.
Well, it's a long and difficult story. What I do know, though, Dia, is that the truth will bring you no solace. If anything, it will likely cause you a great
Wait, me?
Yes. I understand perfectly why you came to see me. And I am touched by your collective commitment to do the right thing. But knowledge always comes at a price. And sometimes, as they say, ignorance is bliss. Your father, Kusela, and I both believed that. Of course, you have the right to seek and learn. The facts of this matter may reduce. If you must proceed, then Kusela's...
His heartfelt efforts... I'm sorry, sir, but I've made it this far in life without a I have my own ideals, and I came here today to support you.
I understand. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when Dunyarzad was just a baby. Along the way, we were attacked by bandits. They had superior numbers and quickly overpowered our bodyguards. When all seemed lost, those Eremites were Kusela's brigade, Dekan al-Ahmar. Kusela's men told me that the attackers were Eremite mercenaries, just like themselves. Kusela was grinning and walked over to play with baby Dunyazad. She was startled by his unfamiliar face and nearly started...
Really? I never knew.
He said that he had no particular reason to help us. We started talking about it to repay his
So, that's what happened.
It was many years before I saw him again. I almost didn't recognize him the next time he came knocking on my door. The man I knew to be strong.
So, what happened to him? He was perfectly fine when I left the brigade.
I'm not too sure myself. The only thing... He then suddenly asked me if Dunyazad, now that she had grown, would need a bodyguard of her own. At the time, but he kept coming back to the topic. I was completely lost at first.
So he was the one who recommended Dia to you?
Indeed. He didn't say it out loud. He was already beyond redemption, but if Dia could stay in my house...
And that's why you offered her such...
Yes. But not just because... And that's also why I tried to persuade you. Kusela saved my daughter and...
He was always like that. Acting like he's oh so smart and self-righteous.
Kusela said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Dia's fees. I refused to take any mora from him, but he'd always sent me funds anyway. Eventually, I just accepted them as The letter contained a request to help him buy food, weapons, medicine, and even explosive materials.
Wait! Isn't that around the time that Dekan al-Ahmar started becoming more aggressive?
That's right. When I started to hear some nasty rumors, I became wary. But by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests to talk. That thought occurred to me as well. I figured that he probably came to me for help because he had nobody else to turn to. After some deliberation, I decided to send him some food and medicine. I turned down all his requests for explosives and weaponry. I am aware that even such a reduced gesture of support could lead to others coming to harm, but I could not simply reject his plea for help. In the end, it probably was the wrong decision. I plugged my ears to the rumors and just chose a solution that made me feel least guilty about myself.
If you can, please tell me where he is now. None of the things he's doing right now make any sense if all he wants to do is steer clear of me, then...
Oh no. Dia, please...
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around any of his actions. Another way? I don't know. I knew him, and he was nothing more than a childish brute. I can't understand what's going through his head. But I guess you do have a point. We haven't uncovered the whole truth yet. We still need to figure out his exact actions and reasoning for these last few years.
I'll do my best to help. Of course, anything between the two of you would need to be resolved between you and him alone. I don't know Kusela's exact whereabouts. Outside of supplying his brigade with some goods, I tried my best to avoid getting involved any further with him. However, there's a man on the list named Jawed. He used to be a mercenary in the desert and is now a member of the Corps of 30. He's responsible for supplying weapons and liaising with the Dekan al-Ahmar's merchant caravan. I think he should know Kusela's whereabouts. I've heard that he likes to have a few drinks alone and enjoy...
Understood. Thank you, sir.
I'll stay and be with my father here. My father has indeed done something. I feel like our only course of...
Yes. I am. It's time to face.
Who are you guys?
I know what you've been up to. Smuggling weapons to violent brigades in the desert while working for the Corps? Pretty bold, if you ask me.
Shh. Keep your voice down. How do you know all that? Come with me. We should take this elsewhere. I'll be happy. This place should do. Alright. Back to my question. How did you all know about—
Don't worry about that for now. You know what kind of punishment you'll face once we report you to the Corps, I assume.
Wait. There's no need to jump the gun. Let's talk this out. What are your terms?
So what's in it for you anyway, Mora?
Well, I was a little tight on money at the time, and Kusela took good care of me in the past. I weighed it in my mind, and I couldn't find a reason to turn the opportunity down. I wouldn't only be helping my benefactor, but I could also make some quick Mora.
Let me tell you how it is. We're investigating Dakan al-Akmar, and we're gonna put an end to their operations. If you provide some help for us, then we might just put in a good word later to reduce the terms of your punishment.
Hey, why don't we discuss this a little first? Listen, I made quite a bit of Mora from my last run. You just give me a number, and I'm sure we can—
Shut it. My patience is running out. You should know when a mercenary is after—
All right, sheesh. They're always on the move. Here's the spot they were at the last time I made my delivery to the desert. Feel free to go have a look. I'm just telling you, though, it's not on me if they're not there anymore.
Sure. And then you can forget about any—
Hey, come on. Now you're just being unreasonable.
Really? And how do I know you're not leading us straight into a trap? Don't forget, you're the one with no bargaining chips.
All right, I get it. Why don't you go take a look, and if they're not there anymore, I'll try to figure out something else for y'all.
Now that's more like it. Let's move. And as for you— Seems like we're in luck. Let's go. We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves. I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
Tia, why are you here?
Enhanced cannon module 75. No flanks. Nowhere to hide. Incoming. Book alive.
Haven't you all done enough?
Oh, so are you also here to stop us?
Stay out of this. It's got nothing to do with you.
Speed of light. Incoming. to the chase.
She's so strong.
Enough fighting. We all know each other, and I don't want to take things too far. Just bring Kusela to me. There's Did you understand a single word I just said?
All right, everyone, let's all just calm down for a second. Dia, the boss can't come out and see you anymore. He died a long time ago.
What?
Seems like you've been out of the loop for a while. Guess that's for the best, though. At least, that's what the old man wanted.
When did he die? What happened to him?
A few years ago, Kusela broke up Dakan al-Ahmar and went to the Deshret's headquarters by himself.
So is that when you guys started acting up?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last...
Let me start from the beginning. Dia, do you know how the head of the relics maintained order internally?
Overwhelming strength and unquestionable authority?
Those were a part of it, yes. But just those on their own weren't. Regardless of whether they joined, whether it be their deepest sin, that's precisely it. Every one of us have a record. Me, Bashar, Tikriti, and all the boys who grew up with Dia and ended up joining our ranks. But you, Dia, you were never asked to provide a record, were you?
I never even knew this was a requirement.
You were probably the only person in all of Deshret's relics who didn't know about it.
Ever since you were born, Boss had been trying to shield you from this organization's sinister rules. Not only that, but he also banned all of us from committing any nefarious acts. He said he'd take care of the dues we had to pay regularly to headquarters. But in the end, he was just an ordinary person. What could he do? He was forced to go to headquarters again and again to account for missed dues and incomplete records. He'd come up with all kinds of excuses and get beaten up as a result.
We all knew he was doing that for you. He wanted to get you out of this world, no matter what it took.
And that's why he became a shell of himself and couldn't walk without a cane.
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense. I didn't know about any of this, and I'd never seen him get injured or beaten.
Because you were too young at the time. How would you ever tell between wounds from a beating and wounds from battle? When you left home after that final argument with him, he seemed to age by a decade overnight. Even his hair went gray.
So, even the blazing beasts were...
Yep. It was all his doing. Had he not arranged them to come to you, you probably would have been reduced to a pulp before you ever left the desert.
A few years ago, Boss said he needed to make another trip to headquarters. He was already pretty weak. I suggested that he hand the role of leadership over to me, but he said there was no... His words made no sense to me. But that night, we heard that a massive fire tore through headquarters and raised everyone's records to act.
Everyone gained their freedom that night. But how could we leave with a clear conscience? All of us who knew exactly what had happened.
The boss can't have just died for nothing. Those heartless jerks at headquarters took him from us.
From that point on, the sole purpose of Dakan al-Ahmar became revenge. The big fire that boss started was quite a blow to headquarters' strength. It's given us the opportunity to launch our attack. Even though we're outnumbered, we vowed to see our revenge through to the very end. There were people from headquarters who changed their names and went into hiding. Some fled to other brigades, and others escaped to the rainforest. But we won't let any of them escape our wrath.
We've suffered plenty of losses as well. All we can do is exchange our loot from Mora, and then use that to get supplies. We forged Boss's handwriting and sent out many letters to his... We were also able to attract... Deshret's relics have become weaker and weaker, and now we finally have an opportunity to directly strike their headquarters.
Paimon doesn't know what to say anymore.
We do know right from wrong, but we were sinners from the very beginning. We do not deserve the freedom that the boss won for us with his life. Boss always loved his old-fashioned hero stories. Those tales about sacrificing yourself to save the world. We used to always laugh at him for it, but in the end, he really went and lived those stories out himself. As for me, I never considered myself a hero. We're all the lowest of the low. We have no right to even imagine such an existence. But maybe those hero stories, maybe we were all just acting along with the play in the beginning. But as we act, I'm sorry, Dia. I know you always found us insufferable ever since you were young. Just think of this as a madman ranting.
I'll go with you.
Huh? Dia? You want to go with them?
I grew up with these guys, and I know they're not bad people. It's just that some situations get so bad that it's difficult. All I know is that Deshret's relics must be destroyed. Furthermore, I want to go see the place for myself. I know you don't want to get involved in this, so there's no need for you to tag along. I can do this on my own.
Yeah. Paimon feels like we'd only regret it if we don't see this through to the end.
Thank you. We'll be a lot stronger together with you.
I bet Boss would lose his mind if he ever knew you'd join us at the very last moment like this.
Considering all the losses and injuries we sustained, we can't afford to turn down someone as powerful as you.
He can think whatever he wants, but the fact is, I owe him this much.
didn't expect it to look like this on the inside.
They should all be holed up in here. Don't know how many people they've got left, though.
Who cares? We'll round up all of...
Still, we should be careful. Even if they've only got one...
Yeah. We'll know what they're really capable. Deshret's relics may have been a force to be reckoned with before.
Yeah. They don't stand a chance with you here.
That's
Animal
close enough.
6308.
You are not welcome here.
Incoming. Animal hypostasis and speed of light. With sword comes shadow. Don't blink.
New punching.
Absorption test. Propagate. Spring form. Warren. Incoming. Nowhere to hide. Don't blink. Scatter. Stand clear. Animal test 6308. Absorption test. What's
Feeling lucky today? Come on, you coward!
Enhanced animal try.
Keep up!
Gloves off.
Incoming.
Still.
This way, follow me. We're almost there.
Huh? What's that?
Wait! They went charging ahead without checking for any traps!
Hey, you guys okay?
It seems like we just got trapped in here. Don't think we triggered anything else.
Watch out, the enemy's coming from ahead.
Well, now that things have...
Don't worry about us. Let's go! We can't let the boss down!
Let's check if there's another way! The sooner we can make it through to help them—
Let's see. I think I see a way through over there, but it's being blocked by something. Let's...
Okay, let's... Stand clear. Animal test 6308. Propagate. Germinate. Huh? Cut to the chase. Don't blink.
Another mechanism like the one before, but this one's being blocked off in the middle.
We just need to adjust it a little. With sword comes shadow.
You're dead meat!
I wasn't expecting anyone to make it through from the other side. But as a desert dweller, I suppose we should be used to our folks defying all expectations.
Don't waste your breath. You have nowhere to run.
Run? Had I wanted to run, I would have fled 1,000 times already. I witnessed the golden age of Deshret's relic. Even now, the greatest should never...
So you want to go out in a...
Let us draw our weapons! We will show them that they are but two. Well...
Aish.
Wave one! Charge! Eliminate them!
Kampret. Sini.
Scatter! Germinate! With sword comes shadow. Warren! Here's the goods! Stand clear. Absorption test. Propagate!
You asked for it.
Don't think that you won. You're just getting started.
Scatter! Spring forth! Nowhere to hide.
Again. King Deshret will not abandon any one of his followers.
Absorption test. Animal test. Don't blink. Scatter! I'm getting sick of this. Look alive!
You're dead meat!
Brothers! This is where we'll prove our faith.
Do you all just want to die?
None of us plan to leave this place alive!
Goodbye. But we'll meet again.
Spring forth!
Let's get it on!
The golden slumber.
The commander has finally fallen.
But they're still coming at us! This place is like a gladiator's ring. They just keep coming no matter how many we beat!
Wait.
Yes! Keep fighting! There's no need to fear, and no need to back down! This is our last stand!
When the next wave comes, try to draw away their attacks. I'm going to see if I can take out that high platform.
Huh? Apa itu? What the hell?
Get out of my way!
Come and face me, Michel! So they've broken through the front as well.
Apologies, Lord Michel. They fight like absolute madmen.
Hey.
So, it would seem like this is the end.
Time to pay for everything you've done, Michel.
You think I would give you that opportunity? I will be buried in the sand.
Hey, wait!
What he's thinking?
We were too late.
It's over. There's no more need to fight. But if you're still going to cling on to your so-called mercenary's pride, then I'll...
Hey, dear! I found the mechanism. I'll get you all back up here right away.
Oh.
Let's go.
Right. Yeah, right.
Who are you filthy rats? And why are you always pestering us?
You call yourself a member of the infamous xX-Darkvelvet-Xx and you still can't even tell who's made it all the way to your headquarters?
Who knows what intent a bunch of rats may have? We try to catch a couple, and you all just show up on... Hey, have you ever heard of a man by the name of Kusela? Why would I know? It's not like I'm in charge or anything.
This is your last chance to talk.
Hey, I said I don't know anything. I'm just an average member here. I'm telling the truth. If you're here to find someone, why don't you look through the records yourselves? Who can remember every name and face with so many people coming in and out every day?
The irony. His life became a light for so many, yet to others, it wasn't even worth remembering. Where's the records room? Answer me!
It's right over there. All the files are in there. You can go through them as much as you want. It's not like any of them...
I mean the old records room.
The old records room? You mean the one that got burned down? Kusela. Ah, yeah, I remember him now. The guy who could hardly walk. Watch your mouth. That's our boss you're talking about. He was definitely faking it. We all let our guard down as soon as we saw him come hobbling in. But in the short time it supposedly took him to take a dump, he'd already gotten away and started a fire in the records room. He couldn't have possibly outrun us if he wasn't a fraud. And after that, xX-Darkvelvet-Xx fell into complete disarray.
Stop wasting our time. Every one of us here... Tell me, where is the old records room?
It's just over there. Go see it for yourself if it means that much to you. There's nothing left in there but ashes. Bashar, Tikriti, let's go. We'll leave... Spare them no mercy if they try anything.
So, this was his final destination. How did he do it? Getting past all the guards with a limp and sneaking in here to start a fire? If he was nimble enough to do that, then he must have been able to get out of here after starting the fire, right? I'm sorry. I know it's just wishful...
Is this a king?
Kusela.
Thanks for everything, boss.
We're fortunate to somehow find that cane after that fire.
Let's split up and look around some more.
But what else could survive a fire like that?
Huh? So.
Wait! Isn't that the toy sword you played with as a child?
The dragon is no more.
Iya dong.
The Princess Dia has slain it. Its head now hangs above the city gates. Her bravery has brought eternal peace and prosperity to us all. Dia, come on. This is the most important line.
You can do it.
But Dia, you defeated the dragon. Everyone's waiting for your speech. Still too shy, huh? All right, I'll do it. I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more.
Oh, you three. Holy sh...
I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more, Dad.
Holy sh... Holy sh... Holy sh...
What's this?
Don't you remember? You asked Paimon what she would do if she were to wake up tomorrow with loads of money. And Paimon said that she would get boatloads of tasty snacks. You looked super confused at the time, but said it was an adorable thing to say. These opportunities don't come by often. So today, Paimon's gonna Hey! This way you get something from the both of us for the price of one. Anyway, the point is that you should eat to your heart's content. You'll feel better for sure once you've gotten something in your tummy. Dunyarzad will also be here shortly. She's already heard that we're back.
Aw, thanks you two. Honestly, this is very unlike me. I just had a lot on my mind on our way back, so I didn't know what to say. My chest was filled with all kinds of intense emotions. They just shook me even more than all the feelings we've shared during our previous adventures. But when everything came to an end, those emotions also vanished without a trace, and I was left feeling more empty than ever before. It was as if I'd lost the thing that was most important to me. Yeah, you're right. To many mercenaries, Mora is the most important thing in the world. Idrisi and the others all used to... My reality shattered when I found out that the father who always told me hero stories was in fact a bad guy. Despite all my promises, we're hypocrites. All of us. Yeah, you're right. It's just a pity that we...
You're back! Are all of you alright?
she is.
Yeah. Many people from the Corps of 30 came over, and I just wrapped up everything with my dad. All I can do now is wait for their verdict. Huh? Dia, you're looking quite down again.
Paimon will explain. A lot happened while we were gone.
Duh.
I'm sorry.
Hey.
I really should have controlled my emotions better.
It's all right, my lady. You were hurt by all of this as well.
Dia, your pain must be even worse. You shouldn't need to...
Hey, don't worry about me. If anything, this whole thing has finally shown me the difference between illusion and reality. My father probably thought that people could settle into new lives as long as they moved to a new environment. That thought has even crossed my mind a few times. However, there was always something deep within my mind that but now that I consider...
I understand.
That doesn't mean I won't... It's just like Idrisi said. I also want to catch up to my father and become a even if the ending of the story...
Isn't that neat, though? Why don't we go for a change of scenery once we've...
Right. You said you wanted to get a rug for your family.
We'll come along, too.
I can't thank you enough for taking care of me this entire time.
Here's the goods.
Alright.
Oh, this rug here is quite something.
Ah, here you are. Finally, I found you.
Hey! Aren't you that mercenary who bit his tongue? You can... Wait. Are you here to take revenge on us?
Nope. What are you talking about? Do I look like I can take you all in a fight? I just came here to give you something. I'll be on my way to give myself up to the Corps after this. Once I woke up, I hurried to the Khan al-Ahmar's camp, hoping to alert them to your presence. But when I got there, I found no one except the members who were still too injured to move.
Ah, so you probably got there after us.
Yeah, they told me that they had exacted their revenge, and everyone had turned themselves in to the authorities. Even that last camp was not going to last for much longer. I had joined the cause to repay an old favor from Kusela. Now that everyone's already turned themselves in, I might as well do the same. One of the injured members gave this box to me, and everything left in the camp will get confiscated.
Thank you.
No worries. We are all just living our own truths. There's no need to comment or judge anyone for it.
So this box contains everything that Dia's father left behind.
Well, back in the day, but let's see what's inside. What's this? It's just a bunch of junk. Ugh, it kinda stinks.
Perhaps it's just been left unopened for too long.
A handwritten copy of a storybook. It was against the Academia's rule.
That probably means this was real.
Ah, and here are a few bags of children's snacks. The packaging's completely deteriorated. Maybe that's where the...
Did he get those for you?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Who even leaves snacks in a box like this anyway? Forget it. Let me see what else is in here. A razor, some buttons, some round iron tiles, a wooden toy puppet, a wool scarf, which, from the looks of it, probably belonged to a woman, and a hair clip? Why are these things here? I'm sorry, my lady, but this is just the... two empty liquor bottles.
Huh? There's something in the bottle!
Oh, you're right. All right, I got it out. It seems to be a piece of paper with some writing on it. The bottom part's all damaged from moisture, though. Let's hope the writing didn't smudge. I was suddenly seized with an urge to write a letter after finishing this bottle. I just folded it up and left it in the bottle, though. If I end up forgetting about it, it won't really matter. To Dia. It's a letter for me? It's all right. I'll just read it out. If you went to the...
My condition's becoming worse and worse. Can't even walk without a cane anymore, much less go out and have fun. Guess I don't have many days left. If you're reading this letter, then I suppose I'm already long gone. You were adorable as a baby. Everyone loved you. And regardless of whether you were crying or... But once you grew a bit older, you were no longer nearly as happy or cute. It's probably Idrisi's fault. He was never up to any good.
Can you believe this guy? He can point the finger at himself.
Anyway, back to the point. To summarize, I'm writing this so you would know not to feel sad for me, even if you end up finding out the truth. The reason being that... I was never your father to begin with.
Wait, what?
Surely, he must be joking, right?
I don't know.
I was quite formidable when I was young, and 100 times cooler than some so-called flame main. Really felt like the whole world was under my feet. With just a teeny tiny bit of effort, I felt I could rule over the entire desert. But as fate would have it, I went out into the desert for a drink one day and discovered a baby in the sands. You were just lying there, small and helpless. You were so tiny but your cries were so loud they made my head hurt.
Sounds like he's serious.
I told Idrisi and the others that I had slipped up with a woman while out and about. None of them even doubted me. I'm sorry that I had to lie to them for so long, but I really had no other choice. I was their most esteemed leader after... At this rate, I'll puke up all the liquor I just drank from this bottle. Anyway, Dia, you possess the kind of freedom and kindness that we could only dream of. As far as how you should live your life, that'll be up to you to decide.
That's the end of the letter. In the end, he was still thinking of me as a little child. I suppose, or...
He was a good father to...
Yeah.
Do you already have some ideas about the...
I do. I just have one wish. That there once existed a child, and that only under his care was...
If you isn't finding any leads...
Sure, I appreciate it. I wasn't expecting you to be so enthusiastic.
I'll help too.
Thank you. All of you. My life has certainly had its twists and turns, but because no matter where I've gone, I've always been surrounded by...
Bennett, elah, Bennett pula. Barbara C6, buset. Buset dah, buset. Buset. Barbara C6 dong. Astaga. Pulang dong. Ya, Nggak pulang nih kartu, nggak pulang. Barbara Chen 6. Cepuk emang. Barbara Chen 6 Nyoki. Barbara Chen 6. Oh bener, Barbara Chen 6. Sial. Chen 6, Barbara Chen 6.
I
Udahlah.
wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister.
Bagus.
I haven't been out in a while.
Dia jangan pulang dulu. Gua nggak lagi ngabis deh ya ini. Butuhnya Saina gitu. Apa ini range laser? Bahlul emang range laser. Range laser. Range lasernya pun pulang. 12. Bennett lagi. Ile. Bennett lagi. Astaga, naga. Dong, Bennett pulang lagi Bennettnya. Bennett pulang lagi Bennettnya. Aduh. Eish. Barbara Chen 6 pulang. Aduh, pulang Barbara Chen 6. Sial. Kampret. Kampret bener. Sudah. Barbara pulang Chen 6 dong. Astaga, Barbara Chen 6. Buset, Barbara Chen 6 pulang dong. Edun. 2 kali dapat Bennett. Bennett Chen 6 tuh. 2 kali dapat Bennett. Sial. Aduh. Eish. Dasar Chen 6 dong. Chen 6 Barbara Chen 6. Buset. Buset dah. Berpulanglah Barbara Chen 6. Aduh. Berpulanglah Barbara Chen 6. Hadi. Berpulang Barbara Chen 6. Tapi Bennett keluar 2. Bennett elah dong. Oh. Oke. Kokomi. Heal. Aduh. Karena begini pula.